Welcome back, adventurers, once again to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, Rintaro attempted to recreate the exact conditions of the Phonewave TBA that happened around the same time as he sent the all-important message regarding Kurisu Makase's stabbing to Daru while he was tinkering with the Phonewave in question. And as a result, apart from completely charcoaling Mayuri's juicy chicken number 1 and creating some sort of electrical mass phenomenon that caused the Phonewave TBA to break the table and crash into the floor, Rintaro has inadvertently discovered through the power of serendipity that the Phonewave TBA has the uncanny ability to send text messages and emails 5 days into the past, thus essentially making the Phonewave TBA a time machine. And with that revelation, we've moved on from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2. And before we continue, we have mail. That is a lot of mail. In fact, I'm not going to read that just yet. Actually, it's already noon. We didn't sleep at all. Sleep deprivation makes the summer sun seem all the more brighter. I really don't want to go outside, but I feel I'm fed up with the humidity inside the lab. I chug a bottle of Dr. Pepper. My stomach protests. Maybe I drank too fast. Maybe you did. I'm exhausted. My hands are shaking slightly, and my vision is cloudy. You know what? We'll actually read those mails from Moeka, aka Shining Finger. Apparently she's asking if we were a student on summer break, and that is indeed correct. And she's asking slightly more personal questions about our daily schedule. You may not be a bother so much, Mocha, if you didn't already, and apparently you don't like talking on the phone, so you like communicating via text. Which is understandable given your rather eclectic personality. And you've just explained something that we already knew. Let's see, this one's on the 30th. Are you still asleep? Have you talked to the super hacker yet? Apparently she's also curious about John Titor. And apparently Mocha is nocturnal, or at the very least a complete insomniac. She sounds rather eerily cheerful on the phone as opposed to in reality. But anyway, I could pass out if I'm not careful. Maybe I should take a shower. That should stave off exhaustion, if only temporarily. This building does indeed have a basic shower room. There's no bath, but it's enough. The lab would be hell without it. And Daru is apparently still typing on that old monitor. Daru is at his computer, his back turned towards me. His left leg is bouncing impatiently. The room is mostly silent, save for the electric fans humming and Daru's mouse clicks. Daru doesn't look my way and he doesn't try to start a conversation. Super hacker hard at work. Neither do I. I don't have the energy. Outside is a sunny summer afternoon, but inside the air is stale and empty of life. Yesterday, that shocking experiment convinced me that the Phonewave TBA was also a time machine. But Kurisu didn't seem willing to accept the results. She just started screaming. Rather hysterically, I might add. I don't know why it changed to an angry scowl there, but Yeah, Kurisu's outburst is in relation to the fact that if you remember from her ATF lecture, she does not believe whatsoever in the possibility of time machines. And then she took a mad dash out of the laboratory. It's like she couldn't get out of here fast enough. As for Mayuri, she was depressed about her chicken and bananas, so she skipped her daily costume sewing and went home. Grudges over food run deep, I guess. She leaves the lab empty, save for Daru and me. To quote Rintaro from the Funimation dub, the SS Christina has indeed sailed. Our enthusiasm shot through the roof when we realized that the Phonewave TBA had tremendous hidden potential. We nearly died of excitement after successfully sending an email to the past. So we stayed up all night doing experiments to confirm whether or not the Phonewave TBA is indeed a time machine. The results, however... We went to the supermarket and stocked up on a wide variety of items. We tossed each of them into the Phonewave TBA, but everything failed. No change, nothing happened. After the experiment where the discharge phenomenon occurred, everything warmed up normally. No jellification. Suddenly we couldn't get anything to happen. We still have no idea why. Maybe it's because you broke it. First, let's review the problems revealed by this last run of experiments. Problem 1. Electrical safety discharge precautions. Moved everything flammable from the room to reduce the risk of fire and had 2 buckets full of water just in case. Understandable. But that's not a fundamental solution. We're keeping an eye out from now on, but if things get dangerous, we should really consider relocating our experiments to somewhere better. Problem 2. Mass increase. When the phenomenon occurs, the Phonewave TBA suddenly gains mass for unknown reasons. Because of this, the microwave broke the table and made a dent in the floor, as I thought. To deal with the issue, we placed the microwave on the floor. We spread cushions and blankets underneath. This is to hide the floors and the hole in the floor as well. It's only a temporary fix though. If we make any more holes in the floor, Mr. Braun is certainly capable of raising the rent, and we don't want him to do that. And there's nothing to say of the calamity if it actually falls through the floor. So we need to find the source of the mass increase. If amateurs like us even can, that is. Probably the first sense of modesty you've ever displayed there, Rintaro. But the first 2 problems pale before the third. This last problem is critical. Until we solve it, we can't even really experiment with the Phonewave TBA. We're not even sure the necessary conditions to send email to the past. No matter how many times we tried, we couldn't pin down a single condition. We spent the entire night doing trial and error. We tried over 40 different things, but not once could we reproduce the discharge phenomenon. I had the idea that opening the microwave door was the key. This theory was proven false. There might be something else I'm missing, but for now we're at an impasse. We started off in high spirits, but grew more and more frustrated as time progressed, which brings us to the present. Honestly, I gave up. That's why I spent the entire morning lazing about like this. So basically nothing is now happening with the Phonewave TBA whatsoever. Another email pops up on my phone. It's another email from Moeka. Apparently we sleep too much. I'm living like an old man. I guess I'm not one to talk. Anyway, let me know when you have something on the IBN 5100. Pretty please, Moeka. That is a lot of text in a short amount of time. I've been getting way too many of these since yesterday. They're all from Shining Finger, the woman called Moeka Kiryu. I've never used email this often before. Even Mayuri only sends 1 or 2 a day, and she's a teenager. Frankly, this is starting to get on my nerves. I saw how fast Shining Finger typed. That should have been enough to tip me off that she was a male demon. I was careless. It's too much of a pain to reply, so I ignore it. I finish off my bottle of Dr. Pepper. My stomach gurgles. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday, and that's another email. Please do not be from Moeka. Nope, it's from Mayuri. Mayuri's spending money is getting dangerously low. You and Daru need to chip in sometimes too. You don't want to get meat between me and my food. Angry face. We reply to spending money. Don't get angry. Next time I'll treat you to anything you want to eat. So keep buying more bananas for the sake of our experiments, and if we comply to food, you eat too much anyway. Go on a diet before it's too late. We'll be nice and treat her to whatever food she wants. And she is not a happy camper. Not a happy panda in the slightest. I'm so hungry, I don't even feel like showering. I call out to Daru, who's hammering on the keyboard. Don't think that's gonna help. Actually, that might just help. That actually sounds like a very good idea. Then again, Daru seems that they feel otherwise. Daru apparently doesn't like to go out too much. That probably makes 2 of you. What it's doing on the I think that's supposed to be what is he doing on the computer anyway, but again, localization. You gotta love it. I'm curious, so I casually peek over his shoulder. There's an image of a futuristic looking facility I've never seen before. Apparently there's someone inside. Richly coloured cords crawl through a giant octagonal tunnel like the interior of a spaceship from a sci-fi movie. Based on the height of the people in the picture, the tunnel looks to be more than 10 meters tall. Incidentally, the people don't look Japanese. It's a rather strange facility. But Daru seems particularly interested in that. Daru sighs heartily. I don't know if the blank look in his eyes is from sleepiness, exhaustion, or if something's just wrong with him.
Large Hadron Collider にはマジ癒されるよな。
Apparently it's the Large Hadron Collider. Pretty sure I've heard of that.
今何と言った?
And apparently Rintaro seems to know what it is now that he's heard of it. Then again, maybe not. No, it's not an incantation, and it's certainly not a secret technique.
Large Hadron Collider 知らんの?
So I take it back. Rintaro has absolutely no clue what it is, but I do though, somewhat. But I think we're gonna hear about it, so I won't explain anything just yet. I grab Daru's relaxed shoulders and wring him out.
何すんだよ?
寝ぼけているのか?
寝ぼけてないよ。
そのラージハドロンコライダーとは何なんだ?
As I said, I think he's just about to explain it to us there, Rintaro.
セルンだよ。セルン。その施設の実験装置。略称は LHC.
Yes, indeed. And by the way, there is actually a real-life Large Hadron Collider used by the real-world CERN. I'll probably post a link to the wiki for future reference.
おぬぬめ。
お前、人でないものにも性欲を。
I think it's more to the fact that it's technology more than anything, but I digress.
ねえよ。でもなんつうの? 見ててワクワクするっつうの? ニヤニヤできるっつうの? そんな感じってあるやん?
I suppose from a technological standpoint it's fascinating.
そういえば少し前は工場や高速道路の高架下がたまらないとか言っていたな。
I suppose different people have different tastes, I guess.
そうそう、あれと一緒。
節操がなさすぎる。
2D, 3D, and even inanimate objects.
ジャンル分けして自分で興味の対象を狭める方がもったいなくね。
Well, here, to be fair, Ataru is a computer otaku, basically. And yet you'll do things to avoid... You'll do anything to avoid things that don't interest you. I think that also applies to you. But if we remember, we've heard the name CERN before from John Titor.
ジョン・タイター
Or John Titor.
ああ、ジョン・タイター？オカリンが言ってたのって今アットチェンで祭りになってるやつのことだったんだな。
Apparently, people on that channel are still talking about him.
それは偽物である可能性もある。俺が言っているジョン・タイターは10年前に現れた方だ。
10年前にも現れたん？同一人物？
That's actually once again referring to the original John Titor of our world. And by the way, I should mention that the real-life CERN has not and does not possess time travel capabilities whatsoever.
とにかくジョン・タイターがセルンのことについて触れていた。
Yes, he did. He mentioned that in 2036, CERN basically have an entire monopoly on time travel, and they use it to create a dystopia.
タイターはこんな予言を残した。すなわち2034年までにセルンがタイムマシンを完成させると。
That is essentially the crux of John Titor's prediction.
おお、タイムマシン。まさにタイムリーな話題じゃん。
I think that Daru doesn't seem to get what we're
で
talking
もそれって
about.
10年前じゃなくて今のタイターも言ってた気がする。
That is true.
10年前だろうが今だろうがどちらでもいい。それより気にならないか、ダル。この奇妙な符号はシュタインズゲートの選択である可能性が高い。
He seems to really enjoy bringing up the phrase "the choice of Steins Gate." And now I'm starting to doubt whether or not it actually has meaning, since we've already learned that the enigmatic words El Saikongru lack a meaning as well.
タイターって信頼できるん？
That is the $64 billion question. Can we trust John Titor?
信頼できるかできないかはどうでもいいのだ。俺たちと奴は今タイムマシンというキーワードでつながっている。
Well, first of all, in hindsight, our time machine is relatively rudimentary compared to CERN's, if they indeed have one. And second, we've just spent the best part of the morning trying to get it to work again, since it's clearly not working.
そのタイターが言及したセルンについて念のために調べたとしても損にはならないはず。
We've got nothing to lose except, well, our rent, basically. Vigor returns to my body. Curiosity truly is the greatest delicacy for a mad scientist like me. Anyway, the Phonewave TBA experiment has hit a dead end for now, so it shouldn't matter if I make a little detour for this.
ダル、セルンについて詳しく。
So now, Rintaro is now bent on investigating CERN,
Okay.
which may or
僕
may
のセル
not
ン
be
フ
a
ォルダが
good
火を
thing.
吹くぜ。
Apparently, Daru seems to have quite the info on CERN, which should help things out a bit. Daru strikes his keys with renewed passion. And lo and behold, he apparently has quite a folder on the Large Hadron Collider.
セルンは世界最大の素粒子物理学の研究施設だよ。ヨーロッパ素粒子物理学研究所だとか欧州素粒子原子核研究機構みたいな通称で呼ばれることもある。
Yeah, this latter title, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, is the actual name of CERN, and as I mentioned previously, the real-world CERN is spelled C-E-R-N and not S-E-R-N, although it doesn't really matter since it essentially is the same
スイ
organization.
スとフランスの国境近くジュネーブ郊外にあってさ、古いところだと HTML や HTTP ワールドワイドウェブを生み出したところってんで有名。
And this is actually a interesting trivia of information that even I didn't know about. CERN is basically responsible for the existence of the World Wide Web and the HTML and HTTP, as Daru so helpfully pointed out. So they're basically
ワー
responsible
ルドワイ
for...
ドウェブだと。それってインターネットなの？
That appears to be the case, as I was about to say.
ビンゴ URL の最初についてるやつ。
Basically, without CERN, we would not have the internet at all. At least the internet in its current form. Yes, they did. Well, now we do know. CERN is actually quite an
日
impressive
本じゃそんなに馴染み
organization.
はないけど、日本の研究チームも現在進行形で参加してたりするのだぜ。
And according to Daru, they apparently have a Japanese research team as
セルン
well.
はどんな研究を？
Supposedly nuclear research and other
基本
such
的に
things,
は素粒子物理学かな。
including particle physics.
世界でも唯一セルンしか持ってない超でかい実験装置を持ってるんだ。いわゆる粒子加速器ってやつ。
I think I heard a while ago that they were actually using Hadron Colliders at some
低速
point.
汎用子蓄積リング、陽子シンクロトロンブースター、大型電子陽電子コライダー。
These are apparently other CERN-made devices that they've
で
been
ラスボスは
experimenting with.
世界最大を誇る LHC ラージハドロンコライダータン。
And Daru places a suffix after LHC. Yeah, Otaku have the ability to anthropomorphize just about anything in the world just by adding Tan on the end of its name. Daru's powers apparently encompass even particle accelerators. And he just brings up the next
LHC は
image.
セルンの地下にある全長約27キロのサークル状トンネルに設置された粒子加速器なんだよ。
That is certainly
陽子
impressive.
同士をそのトンネルで加速させて衝突させることで未知の素粒子反応を起こそうって実験を去年あたりから始めてる。
So they're basically experimenting with protons.
まあ実験開始前はその実験でミニブラックホールが作られちゃうかもって噂もあったな。そのミニブラックホールに地球が飲み込まれる、宇宙がやばいみたいな。
I seem to remember something along those lines as well. But come to think of it, John Titor said his time machine used Kerr black holes.
現実にそうなる可能性は？
On the case of the original John Titor, I would definitely say not, but as for the John Titor of this new John Titor, it is certainly possible.
あるわねえよ。セルンが公式に否定してる。
And of course, CERN denies the fact that they are deliberately creating mini black holes.
もし仮にミニブラックホールが生成されたとしてもエネルギー量はすごく小さいから生まれた瞬間に消えるね。地球を飲み込むなんて全然無理っしょ。
So that apparently is CERN's official explanation for this.
だが火のないところに煙は立たない。
If I remember correctly, Titor claimed that CERN began time machine research in 2001. In 2004, they completed their time machine. Right now, it's 2010. If they actually started that research, it would have been about 9 years ago. 2010. It's been 8 years, but it feels like a lifetime ago. According to their official announcements, they only began experimenting in 2008. That's suspicious. Of course, that's assuming Titor's story is true. Some of Titor's predictions were on the mark, but most weren't. I'm also perplexed as by how everyone around me seems to have forgotten about the 2000 appearance of Titor. There's something important in Titor's tale, or at least I want there to be. Keep hoping, Rintaro. I take out my phone and put it to my ear.
俺だ。聞いて驚くな。 悪の陰謀の匂いを嗅ぎつけた。
Noted that it's interesting that Rintaro is dedicated to thwarting evil conspiracies when he is a self-proclaimed insane mad scientist dedicated to unleashing chaos in the maddest of mad sciences.
ジョン・タイターとセルン。その2つの言葉から俺が言いたいことは分かってもらえるはずだ。ああ、そうだ。奴らは機関とつながりがある可能性が高い。
So apparently, Rintaro is comparing SERN to this mysterious organization, and if LSI Kongru is something to keep in mind here, I'm bidding to say that the organization that we've been hearing about all this time only exists in Rintaro's imagination.
偶然だと？おいおい、あまり俺を失望させるなよ。何？根拠だと？そうだな。あえて言えば、ささやくのだよ。俺のマッドサイエンティストとしての直感がな。
I think your mad scientist intuition is somewhat on the fritz there.
奴らは世界を滅ぼそうとしている。ああ、ミニブラックホールによってだ。だが、もしもその技術を俺たちが横取りすることができたら、どうかな？
That's actually a terrifying thought. The possibility of hoeing Kiyoma in position of the Large Hadron Collider.
当然だ。俺を誰だと思っている？すべてはシュタインズゲートの選択だよ。L、プサイ、コングル。
And with those meaningless words, Rintaro signs off again. Daru has clearly had enough of this.
お前は一体誰と戦っているんだ？
ダルよ。俺たちのやるべきことは一つだ。
And Rintaro just ignores him completely.
やるべきこと？なんぞ。
なんぞではない。引き返すな。そこは全てを組んでにやりと笑うのだ。でないとスーパーハカーらしくないだろうが。
I don't think he cares all that much, Rintaro. I wanted him to say something like, well, why the hell not? So what's in it for me? I think under normal circumstances he would say that, but I think he's just bored about this. And then we continue like this, grinning slyly the whole time. A week's worth of potato chips. 10 days. Sure are a glutton. The diet makes you a hungry man. Deal, get started. You got it, boss. I don't think that the real Daru would ever deign to call Rintaro boss. And also email. We've got another one from Mayuri. Thank you very much. Just hearing that from Ocarine makes me happy. Happy smiley face. Now we just have to hold Rintaro to his promise. But the real world Daru just processes this.
オカリンはいつも説明不足なんだっつうの。かっこつけるより先に分かるように話してくれ。
It's probably the best advice you could give him. Try to sound intelligible before you try to sound intelligent.
お前はスーパーハカーだ。
I believe that's hacker with an ER.
ハカーって言うな。せめてハッカーにして。
あとは分かるな。
No, we don't. We
いや
don't
全
see where
然。
you're going with this.
セルにハッキングしろ。
That's probably dangerous, not to mention illegal. Daru stares at me with
そ
disbelief.
れはひょっとして
He's not the only
ギ
one.
ャグで言っているのか？
ダル、お前ならできる。奴らの悪事を暴き、タイムマシンについてのヒントを手に入れろ。
That is to say a bit of a stretch there.
悪事っ
Rintaro.
てオカリンの妄想だろう。
電話レンジカッコ仮をタイムマシンとして使えるようにするか、このままただのダ作としてラボの倉庫で眠らせることになるか、今が分岐点だ。
No, you do raise a fair point there.
マジで言ってんの？
俺はいつでもマジである。
I looked Daru straight in the eye as I answer. Looks like that made him understand my position. Also, we do need to find something in case Titor's predictions actually do pan out. Daru sweeps the garbage off his desk and sits
どう
straight
なっ
up.
ても知らないぜ。
And of course, Daru is denying liability. So suddenly Daru is bursting with energy. It's like his earlier lethargy was a lie.
交渉成立だ。すぐ取り掛かってくる。
うは、みなぎってきた。
報酬のポテチ1週間分はスイスの銀行に振り込んでおく。
I don't think he's going along with it, Rintaro. He doesn't respond. He's already deep in
じ
concentration.
ゃあ俺は寝る。あとは任せた。
It's all yours, Daru. We're gonna take a nap. I lie down on the sofa and let the clacking of Daru's keyboard lull me to sleep. Next to the comfy oofa. I wake up to the twilight sun streaming through the window. And apparently we've got more mail. Original sin level rising to 180%. Kiyomo. When operating in the mundane world, you're supposed to be discreet, yeah. You don't want them to notice you. Remember, the summoning has taken 2,000 years to prepare. If it fails, everything will be ruined, although I suppose that will make things interesting. Nyahahaha. We reply to mundane world. Nonsense, this town belonged to chaos for centuries as it shall forevermore. We reply to discreet. You suggesting I, the great Hyorin Kiyomo, run and hide? You risk my ire, cat girl. We reply to 2000. Is the church still devoted to that fool's errand? Even if they manage to resurrect their messiah, humanity's faith is less than 70% of what it was at his time. Mankind doesn't need decrepit old gods to, and for some reason I can't scroll down, apparently, which is, rather interesting. And speaking of which, if we reply to the interesting, what are you scheming? That's actually the shortest one. We're going to reply to 2000. I don't know why you can't scroll down on that email reply, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Anyway, a refreshing breeze blows in, softly brushing my cheek. Daru's exactly where I left him before I fell asleep. He's sitting in exactly the same position. Not much has changed besides his typing speed, and now he's muttering to himself. I guess he hasn't had any success in hacking yet. I look around the room, but I can't find Mayuri. Maybe she's out working. Maybe she's not coming today. I guess food-related grudges really do run deep. Well, we did promise to buy her some food, so... I stand up and stretch. I don't want to bother Daru, so I don't say anything to her. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and quench my thirst. Then I throw myself back onto the sofa and start browsing that channel on my phone. And what perfect timing. Titor is currently posting on the thread. The Everett Wheeler model is correct. Please look it up to learn more. It seems we're all still clinging to the preconceived notions of time. Time does not simply run from past to future like a car on a one-way street. To be more specific, the laws of causality do not allow contradictions to occur. If the result of an event, the effect is also changed, the event itself, the cause, also changes to prevent a paradox. That is why there are so few people who can observe changes in divergence, divergence being the worldline's percentage difference from the standard. And more useless anonymous users. And, Kuri Gohan. If you can't observe changes in divergence, then how can you possibly measure it? Oh, I know, your time machine has a magical device that measures it for you. And apparently you're attempting to sing the Russian yodeling. And you also haven't explained how a research institution conquers the world. Details, PLOX. And more useless anonymous users. And one from us, Hoin Kiyoma. Don't you people have anything to offer besides insults? How about contributing to the discussion, plebeian scum? If you assume that time doesn't flow in a straight line, then the idea of time travel is much easier to swallow. In such a scenario, a time machine traveling to the past doesn't need to fight against the flow of time. I'd say Titor's points have some merit. By the way, Titor, I'd like to know more about CERN. What can you tell us about their current activities? And more spam. More spam. And people do not like Hoin Kiyoma. And more, this is actually quite long. Are you going to believe this time traveler without proof? Are you an idiot? Don't be so sure, Kurigohan. No one seems particularly interested in what I said about time not flowing in a single direction. That's proof your preconceptions are deeply ingrained. Honestly, it bothers me that you simply accept that as the truth. I'm starting to understand why CERN were able to take over so easily. Whenever a major event causes divergence to change, the timeline is reconstructed to prevent paradoxes from occurring. For example, let's say a major event causes this world line to diverge onto a new world line B. On world line B, I'm afraid to say, @channel never happened. As the timeline is reconstructed, all of your memories of reading and posting on @channel will disappear to be replaced by memories of you doing something else. In other words, by changing the present, you change the past. I wrote about CERN yesterday. The only other thing I can say is that you must not believe their lies. They've already succeeded in creating micro black holes. And Hoin Kiyoma is responding rather with great hostility to Kurigohan. I desire only to quench my intellectual thirst. Unlike you close-minded fools, I will reserve judgment until after I've heard what Titor has to say. Then I will make contact with Titor and acquire his time machine for myself. The great mad scientist Hoin Kiyoma shall have the last laugh. Suck it, sleazebags. People still asking for stock prices in the future, and Kurigohan responds with another retort. That's not reconstructing the world, you idiot, that's altering people's memories. Who the hell can alter the memories of nearly 6.7 billion people? Do you even realize how stupid that sounds? I think I would have noticed if someone went and screwed with my brain. And what does any of that have to do with the many worlds interpretation? Do some research. Micro black holes. Those of you who haven't watched that video or the Russian yodeling, go find it. And more anonymous spam. Spam, 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 spammity spam. Wonderful spam. Spammity spam. Wonderful spam. Sorry about this, it's taking quite a while to scroll down. Anyway, is this how you reply to a specific person? Thank you for showing me. Reconstruction of the timeline and alteration of people's memories. I think essentially they're the same thing. Why are you so intent on saying they're different? With few exceptions, nobody can keep their memories across world lines. They're reconstructed along with everything else when divergence changes, and apparently John Titor has no recollection of what Mad Max is. Anyone home? That sounds like a certain someone. An unfamiliar voice interrupts me. I think we do know that voice, in fact. The door opens and a girl peeks inside. It's Suzuha Amane, the person who is now working for Tanuji at the Brawn Tube Workshop. I think we already got that. When our eyes meet, she smiles. Apparently that television has been fixed. Hooray! Congratulations. Daru's typing gets even faster. Looks like he's in the zone. It would be a bad idea to disturb him with our voices. I nod to Suzuha and hurry outside.
なんでコソコソしてんの？
I should, you should already know who this person is. It's Suzuha Mane. No, you're cold, Arctic, way off. Now he finally gets it.
今
Suzuha Mane.
我が相棒である天才が重要なミッションを遂行中なのだ。邪魔をしたくない。
He's not wrong. He's currently trying to hack into SERN, which is quite dangerous if I do say so myself.
君たちって何してる人？
Suzuha wants to know what exactly the Future Gadget Laboratory does for a
前も言
living.
ったはずだ。俺たちの秘密に踏み込めば貴様も危険に巻き込まれる可能性があると。
And Rintaro is going down the clandestine
未
road.
来ガジェット研究所って言うんだよね。
なぜ知っている？俺は説明した覚えはないぞ。まさか貴様、機関のスパイ？
That could be true, but there could also be a simpler explanation for this. I raise my guard and spring into praying mantis stance. Suzuha just stares blankly.
下のポストにそう書いてあった。
Yep, simple explanation, ladies and gentlemen.
そうか。
It's written on the mailbox. I lower my guard. Why didn't you just say so? Why didn't you realize so?
知られたからにはしょうがない。簡単に説明しておこう。ただし、これは他言無用だ。
And now Rintaro is basically going to spill the beans on the Future Gadget Laboratory regardless, since he knows what it's called. Is it just me or are her eyes gleaming? She appears to be
我ら
genuinely
未来ガジェット
interested.
研究所は世界を影から操る闇の機関に対抗し、その支配構造を破壊するために活動しているのだ。
Yeah, I would definitely say that that is the shorthand version of what the Future Gadget Laboratory is all about. And
そ
Suzuha
の
seems
闇
impressed
の
for
機
some
関って
reason.
セルン？
And somehow she seems to know what CERN is.
そうだ。
That's somewhat of a scary coincidence there.
おお、やっぱそうなの？あいつら抱きすべき連中だよね。
We have not talked about CERN. In fact, we didn't even bring them up once. She nods to herself for some reason. I thought I was the only one who used words like that in normal conversation.
なぜ？俺たちが今まさにセルンにハッキング中だと知っている。
Rintaro, you are a terrible liar, and you just gave away what you were doing.
ハッキング中なの？今？
I think the phrase would be, you and your big mouth, Rintaro. Speaking of which...
いいからこちらの質問に答えろ。なぜ俺たちとセルンの関係を知っている？
That is a very good question.
ああ、それは。
She doesn't seem to have an adequate answer to that.
いやー、実は昼間話し声を聞いちゃってさ、ここに立つと窓から聞こえてくるわけ。
Okay, I take it all back. That is a pretty accurate explanation. In fact, if she is telling the truth, that means anyone standing outside here or anyone passing the street knows exactly. We can't see the window because she's standing in front of us, but yeah, anyone can eavesdrop on the Future Gadget Laboratory. It was open last night, and we were talking very loudly. Can you really hear us from here? Yes. The answer is yes. Yes, you can. Just throwing that spoiler out there. I look up to the second floor. The window's still fully open, but I can't hear a thing. That's because Daru's typing on the computer without talking. I guess Daru's working quietly. I look down. There's an unfamiliar bicycle parked in front of the broad tube workshop. Well, those mountain bikes. Its frame is all sparkly, its tires mostly clean. It's probably new. It also probably belongs to Suzuha. Looks pretty fast. Whose is it? I just said whose it
昨日
might
から
be.
ここで働き出したんだけど、
Apparently she's only been working here since yesterday. Suzuha opens the broad tube workshop door with a wry
これ
smile.
が予想以上に暇でさ、今日だけで 4,5 回は外に出たね。客来ないかなーって店の前で索敵しちゃったね。
Apparently, there haven't been any customers coming in to see the Braunchy workshop, which is not really surprising. Reconnoiter. Now there's a word you don't hear in casual conversation. Pretty sure it means to perform reconnaissance, to scout out an area and gather intelligence. So there seems to be more to Suzuha Mane than meets the eye. She's some kind of secret agent. Perhaps. It was rather sudden that she showed up here. But anyway, we follow her into the store.
その時に2階から君たちの話し声が聞こえちゃったわけよ。
As she said earlier, she heard us talking
気
from
に
the
なって
second
ついネ
floor.
ットで調べちゃった。セルンの黒い噂についてもバッチリ知ってるよ。
So she's basically keeping up with everything that's been happening on social media. Yes, we were indeed careless. Looks like we need to close that window when we discuss sensitive matters from now on. But if we do that, the lab will turn into a scorching hell. Again, probably a good idea to get some air conditioning installed at some point. Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
とにかく絶対に他言無用だぞ。
I'll make you take your words to take our secret to the grave. Or else men in black will raid us. They probably might raid us for hacking into CERN, if they ever discover it.
わかった。これでも口は固いから任せといて。
And Suzuha seems to understand our situation all too well. All is quiet inside the Braunchy workshop. That gigantic TV isn't on. And Tanuji isn't here either.
店長はどこへ？
たった今、君のテレビの修理が終わって出てったよ。
That's right, we still have to get the television. He probably went to see Nai, the chipmunk. He disappeared during business hours every now and then. Whenever I ask him about it, he always says something like, I'm picking up my beloved daughter from school, or my beloved daughter has a cold, with a huge grin on his face. He dotes on her too much, probably just annoys her. Anyway, just how irresponsible can you be to neglect work to see your daughter? He used to put a back soon sign on the door whenever he left, but now he has Suzuha to take care of things while he's gone.
つうわけで、
Still no
直ったテレ
customers.
ビはこれね。
Suzuha lightly taps the TV on the counter.
お代は1000円でいいってさ。
And he, of course he is. Of course he would. And anyway, we got mail. I made sweets. I made cookies today. I had everyone in my family eat some and got their seal of approval. Would it be okay if I baked some for the lab too? And it would be great if you could teach me some more techniques with Samadari whenever you have time. By the way, I managed 10 practice wins. If we reply to cookies, we get well done. We warmly welcome your refreshments. In fact, you can come and cook for us every day if you want. I'll even provide you with a maid uniform. If we reply to family, you sure get along with your family. How many members do you have? Daru keeps insisting that Shrine Maidens should come in pairs. And if we reply to time, you mustn't depend on me. Remember, all things come to an end. Every meeting heralds a parting. I can't hide from the organization forever, and the seal on my arm grows weaker by the day. When I'm gone, you'll have to take care of, and we can't read the bottom of the text for some reason. I'm actually going to respond to the family text, because this is actually going to do two things. First of all, it's actually we're going to learn more about Rukako's family, and second of all, we're actually going to get an achievement, one that I have not gotten. Surprise, surprise. But anyway, we still have to pay money for the television. Betty just gave it to us so we could charge repair fees. Reluctantly take a bill out of my wallet and hand it to Suzuha. She takes out a receipt. Apparently it was already written out.
毎度
In
あり。
advance.
じゃあ持ってっていいよ。
Thank you very
まさか
much for doing business.
一人で持っていけと？
え？違うの？持ってきた時も一人だったんでしょ？
Don't you know it takes 10 times more effort to go upstairs than down? Defying gravity is no easy task.
手伝ってもいいけど。そっか。もう力仕事も女がやる時代か。
It's a rather odd way of phrasing it, we're already in the age where women do physical labor. Her tone pensive. How sarcastic to her. I don't think she was being sarcastic.
誰も貴様に手伝ってもらおうなどとは思っていない。というより、貴様のような女子に手伝ってもらうことなど、この俺のプライドが許さん。
I'm honestly sure that Kurisu is more than capable of hurting your pride.
お
Applause.
お、今の男らしいじゃん。私惚れちゃうかも。
騙されるものか。貴様、嘘をついているな。
Indeed she might be.
なんで嘘って思うの？
それはこの俺の能力の一つ、カラーリングジェントルメンが反応したからだ。
Yeah, and now he's drawing inspiration from non-existence. His power allows me to see through lies. Lies appear to glow red, then they die. I think he's making it up, to be perfectly
能
honest.
力？
Suzura is none the wiser, of course. But then she clears her throat as if to hide her surprise.
それって超能力的なもの？
When I nod, she whispers into my ear.
あのさ、君みたいな能力者って
I don't think she has a sense of humor.
いるわけがなかろう。この俺がスペシャルなのだ。
I thrust my chest up as far as possible to display my majesty. You certainly do have an ego there, Ho and Kiyoma.
あまたにはいないのか。びっくりした。でもいるって時点ですごいな。やっぱセルンのせいで退化したのかな。
It's curious you would bring up SERN in this context. After muttering some more nonsense to her, she finally nods in
でもさ、
understanding.
戦闘になれば相手の嘘を見抜く力なんて意味なくない？
That's an odd question to ask.
やっぱ 1000m 級の長距離狙撃を命中させられるとか、いかに効率よく相手の関節決められるかとかの方が重要だと思うな。
That's disturbingly brutal. What the hell is she talking about? Is she survival game otaku? Don't tell me.
貴様、さては機関のヒットマンだな。ミス・ゴルゴというコードネームで呼ばれているだろう。誰に雇われた？
It appears that Rintaro's imagination is running rampant once
いや、
again.
誰にも雇われてないし。っていうか、ゴルゴって何？
Case in point. She's trying to gloss over things with an insincere smile. Her confusion is suspicious. That reminds me, I think I remember saying some awfully disturbing things when we met
ちな
yesterday.
みにさ、君の能力って他にもあるの？
あったとしても、俺を殺しに来たヒットマンに教えるものか。
I think you're being a little overdramatic there, Rintaro.
君を殺しなんてしないってば。
己の能力を他人に教えるなど、自殺行為にも程がある。力を秘めたるもの。相手に悟られぬよう。
Sorry, I just skipped it there just for a moment because he was dragging on a bit.
何とでも言え。
Burning tension runs between us. Our eyes meet. Invisible sparks scatter. I don't know if that sigh means we got email, but yeah, that sigh could only mean one thing. It's Momoka! And she still wants to know Daru's address and still wants to know if the 5 IBN 5100 is available. And if you couldn't already tell, Rintaro is getting more than tired of Momoka's replies. And we've already seen this. Ringtone is starting to piss me off. We've already checked it. Indeed it is. He's got some stalker qualities and maybe split personalities. Probably a big mistake to have done that, but I digress. I look at Suzura and seeing her lying on the counter. She's playing with something in the palm of her hand. Looks like a small metal pen. Anyway, how can she be this lazy on her second day? Maybe because there are no customers. I love CRTs was a lie too, wasn't it?
なんか渋い顔してるね。死亡通知でも来た？
あ
例え
Death
だって
notice.
ば。
She was just wondering if I got a death notice. How can she say that with a straight face? And what the hell is a death notice anyway? Do those even exist?
嫌な知らせでもあったのかって聞きたかったわけ。
似たようなものだ。
By unpleasant email, you mean unpleasant news, you mean emails from Morika Kiryu. This girl is hard to get a handle on. I really shouldn't let my guard down around her.
IBN5100 というレトロ PC にやたら執着している女がいてな。
Yep, the phantom PC of Akihabara. Suzuha leaps up as soon as I speak. Apparently she's familiar with the IBN 5100.
知っているのか？
あ、うん。
そうか。
Apparently she's interested in the rumor as well.
IBN5100 の都市伝説は有名だったのか？
Apparently it is. Maybe it's more popular with female otaku than I thought.
そうそう、都市伝説で知った。君はどの程度まで知ってんの？
Well, to be honest, we don't really know much about it whatsoever.
IBN5100 を実際に探し回ってみたが、結局秋葉にはなかったというオチは知っている。
Doesn't appear to be the case.
そりゃそうだよね。
何か知っている口ぶりだな。
Well, if she has some information, it's probably good to learn about
い
it.
や、知ってるような知ってないようなって感じかな。
I suppose whatever information you have is
私は知らない
good
けど、
enough.
遠い知り合いが知ってて、それをちらっと聞いたことがあるみたいな。
Another insincere smile. Maybe she's hiding something. Or maybe she's not a very good liar. You can tell whenever she smiles like that she's lying. She seems to be aware of this. Sure enough, she doesn't offer any other information. She just keeps that sincere smile plastered on her face.
貴様。
Probably
何
a
者？
question that we should have asked the first time around. Suzuha falls back down onto the counter with a deep sigh. She looks up at me from that position.
IBN5100 についてのさ、興味深い情報教えてあげようと思ったのにな。
So you do know something about the
そんな目で見
IBN 5100.
られたら教える気なくなっちゃった。
そもそも俺は IBN5100 になど興味はない。
It's not entirely true, but I'm more concerned with SERN right now. Solving one of Akaba's mysteries won't topple the organization's regime
貴
after
様を
all.
信用できる要素が一つもない。その面白い情報が真実であるかどうかもわからない。
That is also true.
うわぁ、そこまで言う？確かに私、挙動不審だけどね。じゃあさ、教えないけど、ヒントだけあげるよ。
Apparently she'll give us a hint as to the IBN 5100.
そんで、わかりそうでわからないもどかしさに身もだえちゃえ。実は IBN5100 には隠された機能があるんだよ。
Hidden function, eh? Pray tell. This could be interesting. Pretty sure that John Titor said something along those lines. As in, our John Titor.
確か IBN5100 には独自のプログラミング言語がどうたらこうたら。
That is actually correct. The actual real-world IBN 5100 actually does have a proprietary programming language that almost nobody actually knew about. And this was something that wasn't even leaked by the manufacturers themselves. So it came as a rather interesting
なんで知っ
shock.
てんの？なんで？
And even Suzuha is surprised that Rintaro knows this fact. It looks like we hit the jackpot with that one.
能力名サイズハング。俺は貴様の心の内を読み取ることができるのだ。
Leading question, eh? You have rather interesting, unrelated names to your so-called powers there, Rintaro.
何それ反則
So we already knew. She opens her fingers just enough to peek at me. That's not enough to escape my power.
全てはお見通しだ天音鈴葉観念するがいい
I'm tempted, I was tempted to quote the Borg whenever they bring up this line. I've been watching too many episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation. Not that I'm a Trekkie or anything.
IBN5100 には隠された機能があるの APL やベーシックが普及する前に書かれた IBN の独自のプログラミング言語も解読できちゃうのってさ驚愕だと思わない
That's basically what the original John Titor revealed in the 2000 post. And after that, an IBN engineer officially admitted to that function's existence, so basically confirming everything that I just said.
IBN5100 でしか解読できない失われたプログラミング言語があったりするんだよ
It's actually could be an interesting security function, I guess, given how rare IBNs are. The reason Titor traveled back to 1975 to obtain an IBN 5100 was because he needed that function. Maybe Murica wants to use it as well, or maybe not. She doesn't seem like the type who would know about that sort of function. Yet she is interested in the computer anyway, so
IBN5100 ってすっごくレアな PC なの
apparently that's why they're so rare, it seems. While talking, Suzuha keeps dropping her glance to the metal pin in her hand. She rolls it around with her fingers, probably a keepsake or something. Maybe if I get one, I could sell it for a high price. That could be a good way to raise research funds. And if we can actually find that missing metal Uber, that would also help, although Mayuri will be mad at us. But first we have to deal with CERN. And that was a extremely rather lengthy discussion with Suzuha there. Now before we look at channel and see what John Titor has to say in recent times, probably a good idea to end the episode here because it's actually been rather long. So I'm going to stop the episode here, and when we return we shall see what else John Titor has to say about CERN and time machines. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.